Final Fantasy 13. Oh, Final Fantasy 13. How I love you. But, God, you could always be better. Hey. Now, before we get started on dunking on this trilogy, I would like to make this clear. I love this trilogy. The Final Fantasy 13 trilogy is my most beloved series to me, and Final Fantasy 13 1 is my favorite video game of all time. Flaws and all, and I am aware of its poor reception in the community. But I love the first game, I like the second game, and I tolerated the third. And it's all mainly for one reason. Lightning. Also, spoilers, obviously. Then again, these games are pretty old. If you don't know anything, why would you watch a character piece on the main character of the series? Yes, the main character. You see, Lightning is the main character of Final Fantasy 13. In 13.1, she's the main character in camaraderie with the others, totaling up to 6 MCs. In 13.2, she's more of a character device, but with main character weight behind her actions. Before taking the place I assumed Nomura wanted for her all along as the sole main character for Lightning Returns. And I love Lightning, do not get me wrong, or more of, I love the idea of Lightning. She starts off as a tough, stoic woman who has been through the ringer for her sister and accidentally pushed the very family she wanted to protect away. And in the first game, she was supposed to learn to open herself up, and that by doing that, she'll be able to be more than just a provider for Sarah, more than just Lightning. And that's a good story arc to go through, and they did do it decently well, showing her disdain for Snow, reluctance to allow Saz, Hope, and Vanille to come along, and eventually warming up and helping Hope toughen up, and even the fact the only thing she does to Fang when she finds out the truth is slap her, and leaves the rest to Sarah. Lightning's character arc is done well, if a bit loosely. But you have 6 characters in the game, they are trying to progress, so it's okay. Oh well, it would be, if they didn't erase that character development! I have words for 13.2, but one of the main ones is how it destroys a lot of what 13.1 built. 13.1 was a game about eventually saving Cocoon. Yes, but it was mostly an exploration of the growth of these characters as they learned more and got closer. It was an interpersonal story that cared more about the main characters and their relationships than the world, which is why Daisley is kind of a shitty villain. But in 13.2, with the whole time travel mechanic giving us multiple timelines and multiple places in the multiple worlds, of course it's going to be practically impossible to do everyone justice because you gotta explain all the time traveling hoopla and the new characters you shoved in. Side note, I do love the Etra crew, I just think they probably would have done better in their own side game instead of being shoved into 13. And Lightning suffers a lot for this. Not only just, being retconned out of the ending of 13.1, which I am very, very salty about, but just shoving her into this damsel in distress, but not really because she's a badass, but she's still kind of fridge for Sarah to save position. Let me get this straight. I do not mind when characters are put into vulnerable positions like this, but Lightning literally being yoinked from her world to Valhalla wasn't a great choice. It destroys a large chunk of her character. The character you spent 60 plus hours getting to know? Yeah, that. Not important anymore. Fuck it. Lightning's whole character arc in 13.1 was to make her open up and accept new people into her family and heart, and yes, arguably, you could say that her willingly protecting Etro in her moment of plea from Caius Bias under my pious Gaius is a show of her growing. But no, I argue that it cheapens it. She spent the whole last game denying fate and stopping it. But now all of a sudden, it's fine, I'll just fight for this goddess sacrificing the life I could have had with my sister. That's not how Lightning from 13.1 is. She did everything in 13.1 to see Sarah again, and to be a better sister to her. I just feel like it ruins so much of what Lightning meant as a character, especially in the end where she just takes a fucking nap for 500 years until we reach Lightning Returns. Now, Lightning Returns. I don't hate this game. I finished it around 7 times now, and I'm on my way to collect every outfit. But that's only because, 1, it's the shortest game in the trilogy, 2, its gameplay is pretty fun, and its quests and stuff is manageable and cool, and pretty detailed actually. And 3, I still have an attachment to these characters even if they keep getting fucked over by the story. But Lightning in Lightning Returns is the absolute worst Lightning. And it's painful that this is Lightning that gets shoved everywhere now. This is not Lightning. She even says it herself in the game that Bonnevelle's dulled her emotions so she can do her job as savior more efficiently. She still gets emotional, but let's be honest, it's not Lightning. Lightning working under any god is just a spit in the face of the first game's themes and just her character in general, who she herself said that she just fought because that's all she knew how to do and how angry she was that she lost her place in the world. Taking away those volatile emotions and gradual understanding as she allows others in and to help and tries to understand and reconcile with them, that's enough to ruin her character, no matter how cheaply Lightning Returns tries to do it. I don't care how many cute one-liners she has. I don't care how you show how awkward she is with people. I don't care that I get the 13-1 outfit in the game. I don't care how much you add cute nods to some of my favorite scenes in 13-1. This, it's not Lightning. The fact that in order to have the game happen, you had to literally erase her emotions, I'm sorry, I'm stuck on this point, but I feel like that is enough to really say that you fucked up her character. This is not the Lightning I fell in love with. This is not the woman who tamed Odin. This is not the woman who told Hope to run as she would attempt to fight all of Pal and pull him off. This is not the woman who earnestly listened to Fang's wolves about Vanille and her memories. This is not the woman who helped rescue Saz and Vanille. This is not the woman who told the almighty hero Snow to never give up on Sarah when even he was having doubts. This is not the woman who hugged Sarah at the end of the game and accepted her and Snow's marriage with a smile. This is not her. Now, we come to the point of the video where I talk about change and why I made it. Well, I've said before, Final Fantasy XIII is my favorite game of all time. Lightning was my favorite female character from the game. Watching her open her heart was something that genuinely touched me when I was young. And years of watching her character get more and more away from her theme of opening it up, it's painful. I know at the end of Lightning Returns how when she tries to become a goddess of death alone and shoulder all of the burden, and then she has to open up once more and tell everyone how she doesn't want to be alone, and they all arrive to be with her. Yeah, it's sweet and I did cry, but mostly because Bonnevil's boss fight is hard as fuck. But that ham-fisted ending isn't earned. Because for 2 whole games, Lightning hasn't been herself. In 13-2, she was a frigid woman until she suddenly sacrifices herself for everyone, and in LR, she's just a walking bargain bin cloud and squall until her fourth magical girl thematic ending. And it's just, it feels cheap and it doesn't feel right. I have my own ideas on how this could be fixed, but that's another video for another time. But let's recap. I love Final Fantasy XIII. It is my favorite game of all time. I've completed it 3 times, and I'm actively, whenever I am free, trying to 100% it now. I adore Lightning in the first game. Even if it could have been done better, I loved her character development and her opening up and seeing the flaws in her ways and trying to separate herself from being Lightning to becoming Light. And as far as I can tell, 13-2 and Lightning Returns, ironically, make her return to being Lightning, not Light, not Claire Farron, not the woman who we all watched grow from the train that day. She lived to make the impossible possible, but Square Enix lost their focus and found it more fitting to shove her back. The point of her character is not to be an army of one, but a friend to all. And that is the Lightning that I came to love. That is the Lightning that I grew to admire and that inspired me to open up more as well. That is the Lightning Farron, not the one that was kicking people on the train and doing anti-gravity flips. That is the Lightning that I came to adore, and that is the Lightning. No, that is the light I came to love. Thanks for listening.